We're finally hitting the road. This is it. Full time. Full time starts now.
Excited?
I am excited.
Direct me, lady.
All right, let's head west.
So it turns out we kind of hate living in the truck camper.
We hit the road 3 months ago, and honestly, everything went to shit, but our problems kind of started way before then.
It all started to go downhill when we bought the wrong truck. So we got a 3500 instead, and it all started to work out. We're like, all right, this is good. One little bump in the road, not a big deal. You know, we started looking at the camper, figuring out what we wanted to do to make it our home and be functional for all of our needs. And we're like, all right, quick little remodel, no big deal, you know, do this, do that. And then once we started really getting into it, we realized that it was gonna be a full rebuild. You know, we pulled out the whole kitchen, we pulled out the bathroom, we had to rebuild the upper cabinets everywhere, the lower cabinets, paint, everything, and not really what we were expecting to do, but we're like, oh, no big deal. This is gonna be our home for, you know, the foreseeable future. Not a big deal. We'll demo the whole thing and rebuild it, and we'll make it our home. And that's what we did, and we love how it turned out. We really did.
So we knew that parking was gonna be different in this than it was in the van, and our hopes were to mainly have the camper off of the truck so that we would have the freedom to take the truck and live a little bit more independently from each other. Since we're on the East Coast and parking was so hard and we needed to be parked up during the week when I was working, ideally with the truck camper off, but we quickly realized that was never going to happen. We haven't been able to find anywhere that's working out for us on the East Coast. This boondocking experience is interesting. And I think there's people living in these like cabins, these sheds right here. This is such a weird experience.
So like 10 minutes ago, we just got the first knock on the truck camper.
We're just pulling up to what's hopefully gonna be home for the next few nights.
You want to do 2 nights instead of 3? Or?
It's just like, it's a lot of money. It's like almost $100 for like, it's not nice here. We just got to the random campsite that we picked out on the internet. Okay, kind of weird vibes here.
Obviously, we're not staying there.
We just were waiting for that smooth sailing. Where is it? Last night we ended up at one of the Boondockers welcome sites. Anyways, we're packing up and we're leaving this campsite. We kept driving into, you know, BLM land on the East Coast, but it was covered in trees and we couldn't get service. So that was not an option. We were looking at campgrounds. We ended up paying for campgrounds. So it was rough, but we knew that that was going to be behind us once we got out to the West Coast. So we finally got to the West Coast. We parked up, we took the camper off the truck, and we thought things were just going to be smooth sailing.
So we were starting to get life on track. You know, we were feeling a little bit more comfortable in the camper, and honestly, everything started to break. You know, we lived in the van for 4 years and everything broke down on that, and we just handled it. And then, you know, I remodeled this whole camper, and then everything that I didn't touch just started to break, and that was really frustrating. And a lot of it seemed pretty structural, and we didn't know if it was gonna genuinely just fall apart, or, you know, we were gonna take the camper off the truck one day and the fresh water tank was gonna fall through the floor, or be driving down the road and the tie down would rip through the ground and our couch would fall out, and, you know, nothing was fun about the breaks that were happening. Great tank's leaking.
Is the door also broken?
It doesn't like keep the door closed, so can't really see, but it's pretty jacked up.
Are you kidding me?
No.
What did you do?
I've used this to push the door open.
And how'd that work out for you?
Not great. We do have some structural damage on the truck. Camper.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy fuck.
Oh my god!
We had an interesting morning. We find our front window in the camper just broken.
Now comes the biggest difference of our life when living in here versus living in the van. So when we hit the road in the van, neither one of us was working a 9 to 5. We didn't have any time restrictions like that. So we had the ability to wake up, do whatever we wanted. We were really traveling full time and we were traveling really fast. And now in here, it's a little bit different. So I'm working full-time job and that means we have to be parked up from Monday to Friday. We've tried to drive during the week, but we just don't really end up doing anything. So our time is just spent really different. I think that if we had the same schedule, if we were working when we got in the road on the van, that it would be a lot easier to adjust to. But since that was not the case and we had just total freedom to explore on our own time, that it was definitely frustrating this time because we were stuck here. We were trying to plan days and times when we could go do things, but it just never really worked out. And then we were living for the weekends, and if we were parked somewhere that was really good and we were in the middle of nowhere, we were too far from a town to go out and do things. And that was a big problem for Charlie because during the week I'm just sitting here, and he got bored really, really quickly. After the first week of us being completely remote in the middle of nowhere, he was just like, I can't do this. I can't just sit here and do nothing in the middle of nowhere. We weren't really sure what to do in terms of finding a blend for that. How can we be closer to somewhere, but how can we have the land to take the camper off? So it got really, it was tough. It was tough.
We did catch a pretty big break when we got to Vegas. Allie and Lance were there and we started hanging out with them. It really felt like this was becoming a home and like we had a lot of normal life going on and we were hanging out with friends and we had a really great time. And then we celebrated my birthday, which was like 100% the best night we've had on the road, and it was just so much fun. Hi guys, we're back. Jen just ran to the grocery store. We have a fun day planned, and the boys are about to go crazy. Watch this. Go easy. If she parks, you can go out. Every time someone leaves and comes back. Yeah, I know.
Hi, my OP. I wasn't gone that long. Hi, Papa. It feels like we're actually in a good place right now, which is crazy because we've been struggling. We're outside of Vegas. We're hanging out with Allie and Lance. We've been just doing fun shit, honestly. And today we're having another little party. So, Opie trying to kill me. He's trying to murder me. So fun stuff. Just listen to music, chilling.
Just gotta drive to the neighbor's house. Right there. Hi, sweetie. So we've been camped up with Allie and Lance for like 2 weeks now, and it's been sick. So the girls are working out. We're gonna play some video games. Is that Lance?
Oh, what up?
Damn.
Oh no, on me. He's running in the basement.
They're shooting something like super fancy over here. Like there's a lot of equipment and we're just blatantly standing outside with binoculars trying to figure out what it is. So that's what we've been doing. Allie and I have been pretending to read, but we've just been drinking and eating snacks.
Don't kick touch!
What are you doing?
What they're doing.
Here they come! Look at Opie's coming too. They go!
And we're here.
Charlie's gonna fall off.
Put the legs up here if you want.
Mako! Menaki! That's our... They look super far away on the camera.
What's our task?
The task?
Detective Grissom.
Grimace!
Allison?
Objective 1. Prove someone was in the room with Jamie.
We all changed into detectives, and we're gonna solve a case.
Ah,
Are you
okay.
a cop? Are you a nut?
Are you a whoop?
That time, there was a crowd of teachers surrounding the victim's body. The victim was deceased before that first responder arrived. Heard screaming in the hood.
It went from like Boston to Mississippi like so fast.
With the victim, and it indicates past history of bipolar disorder and suicidal tendencies.
Attendances?
Detective Grissom!
Yes.
Now, at this point, we were still parked in Vegas, and Allie and Lance had left to go down to Mexico, so we were just staying in the same spot by ourselves, and we just started to live a totally normal life. We were in that situation where we were close enough to Vegas, and we were able to go do all of our errands. We were able to go to the gym, go out at night, go to breweries, stuff that we like to do. And then on the other hand, we were still parked really remote. The dogs had freedom to be off leash and run around, and we had so much space. So we found that secret spot of just the best of both worlds, and it was honestly just like living normal life. It was living normal life. And then normal life came totally crashing down because my mental health took such a turn, and I was in one of the worst places that I've ever been in. So we had to deal with that. I'm doing significantly better now after lots of treatment. So that was kind of the breaking point for us. Just feeling like this wasn't exactly what we wanted. And we started to realize some really big differences. This lifestyle just didn't feel new to us anymore, and it just felt like the same. It honestly just felt like the exact same. It's just every single thing about this lifestyle feels so new in the beginning. I mean, anytime you switch something like that, it's gonna feel new. Every little thing is gonna be so exciting, and it just kind of lost that glamour for us, and it's been a while. So it's not like it was a bad thing. It was just kind of like we needed to move on to the next thing. And I think that we had these thoughts when we were in the van, and we thought that switching it up to the truck camper would kind of have things feel new again. We would have an oven, we would have so much more space, and it would feel like a different evolution of the lifestyle. But it's honestly just not the case, and it just feels boring. Like, it doesn't feel exciting to be on the road. We lost tons of motivation to actually travel and go places. So that was really the biggest thing, is that we just didn't have that motivation, and things were just a little too normal, a little too boring. So with all that being said,
I think we both agreed and we both talked about it. It's time to move on.
So we're moving to Oregon. She didn't like it. So we're moving to Oregon. I'm not supposed to do my own drum roll, and
I think we got it.
like